But why glue? Wash the jet covers on. Why do it? Hello and welcome back to Serious About Salvage and yet another video on the channel and another new car. I'm going to spin straight round because there's a bit of explaining to do about this car before we do anything, so I don't want to take too long. But as always, if you do enjoy, please do subscribe to the channel. In this video, I want as many of you as possible to give the video a thumbs up. Even if you're not a subscriber, just give it a thumbs up. Let's just see how high we can get that number. So I want to see what difference it makes in terms of you know, YouTube pushing it out to new people. So I usually get about 10% of people doing thumbs up. Let's try and get that to about 30. Just as many as you can. Just hit that thumbs up. Do you know, it takes you 1 split second. Hit the thumb like that, and continue watching the video. Let's spin round. Because I've got, I don't know what to think about this car right now. I decided to try out a dealer disposal, and I'm not too sure if it was the best of ideas. Now, a dealer disposal means there's something wrong generally that the dealer's not been able to fix, and they've just had enough of putting money into it and sent it to auction. Now, not only is this a dealer disposal, it's actually also a previous Cat S. It was listed correctly, I knew what I was getting myself into, but we went for what I thought was an okay number, and it's a really nice looking car. It is actually, on paper, a limited edition, this. I don't know what's limited edition about it, I don't know if they were limited numbers, but they have nice little trims. Draw a little trim on the bottom of the bumper, nice extended side skirts, again another little trim on the bottom of the back bumper, and a little spoiler. It's a nice looking car actually, 65 plate. It's only done 52, or is it 54? 52 or 54,000. Let's have a look. Doesn't come on, I'll show you that in a minute. Oh, there it is, 54,116. And this one's got the 1.4 turbo petrol engine in it, which I didn't even know they did. So, dealer disposal. It's a running drive, and in all fairness, it drives beautiful. No knocks, no bangs. Really impressed with the drive. Checked all the MOT service history. I have no reason to believe it's not genuine mileage. It all collaborates. But there is a few things I've spotted already, and there is one thing I've already fixed, which I want to tell you about. So firstly, these washer jets covers are glued in. They've been glued into the bumper. So therefore, there's nothing behind there. There's no washer jets, is there? And it's also had an MOT. So how have they got an MOT? I thought if a washer jet was there, it had to work. I may be wrong. I'm sure some of you guys will know, so drop it in the comments. If a washer jet is there for the headlights, does it have to work? Because they're glued in. Secondly, the bumper isn't the same colour. It's a shade out. There's a few little marks. I'm sure a few of them will buff out. Again, this one's been glued in and it's missing a bit of paint on the corner. We've got a bit of a stress mark in the bumper there. And so it's obviously front end damage. And the reason I say that is because of the bumper, but also there's a little bit of a nick in the door where obviously the original wing has hit it. So that's been replaced. But to be fair, in terms of alignment, they've done pretty it all lines up good, all the gaps are even. The only bit I'm not impressed with is the bumper don't quite clip in there. You can push it, that's where it should be, but it pops back out. But we're going to pull this bumper off, because I want to know the extent behind there, and I want to know why they've glued them caps in. Because if it's an MOT failure, I can't sell it with them glued in. I need to replace them washer jets. Now, this car turned up about a week ago. In the adverts, no ECU light or anything. And in all fairness, when it turned up, there wasn't one. But after, I think, 1 or 2 starts, the ECU light came on, engine management light. And the code was for correlation between inlet camshaft and crankshaft sensors, which basically is trying to say it's not. It's a timing issue, basically. That's what the computer's trying to say. But that doesn't necessarily mean the engine's out of time. It could mean it's a dodgy sensor. It could mean a lot of things, really. So on these cars, you've got variable valve timing. You've got your valve camshaft in valve solenoid, and you've got your that's the sensor that camshaft timings. What I can't think. What's the names? I know the names. I just can't think of them. Basically, there's one of each for each camshaft. So under closer inspection, it was obvious on the exhaust side they'd changed the solenoid and they'd changed the sensor. So they'd been trying to fix this issue. So long story short, and two days of messing around, it turns out that in this cam cover, on the end of the camshafts, there's like a little wheel that's on the end of the camshaft, and there's notches in it, and they are what this sensor picks up on to tell it to, you know, that it's in time, and to tell it to advance and retard the timing when it needs to for its variable valve timing. And it turns out that on the inlet side, they hadn't set that wheel, they hadn't timed the wheel correctly. So why it was showing the exhaust side fault, I don't know. The engine was timed up perfect, which is why it ran right, but the little wheel on the end that does the variable valve timing wasn't, which is why it was throwing the code. And whilst I was in there, I could see that there was marks on the end of the camshafts. It's had a new chain, so they put a chain on, and I think they've timed it up wrong on the little wheels on the end, and it's had that code ever since. Even though it ran right, it had the engine management light on. So I know it's had a chain. It's great, nice and clean, tight, no rattles. So it's a bonus. Obviously, it took me a little bit to figure out what had happened, but it's a bonus. It's definitely had a chain. And then that leads me on to the second issue. The clutch isn't the best. Now, I'm pretty much certain it's not the actual clutch plate, the friction plate, or the dual mass flywheel, the pressure plate even, and I don't even think it's the clutch slave cylinder. I'm pretty sure it's the master cylinder on the pedal, because the first half of travel does absolutely nothing. So the spring is bringing it back, but you press it, and I've even tried bleeding it, the first half doesn't even push any fluid out. So I think the seals have gone, or on the way out, in the master cylinder on the pedal. So we're going to pull it out today and have a test of that, as well as pulling this front bumper off to see what's going on behind it. But in terms of the rest of the car, I know I need to clean it, but it's nice. I like the wheels. It's got brand new tyres all around. They'd obviously got this ready to sell in September last year, because that's when the MOT were done. It had 4 new tyres, and they must have done the chain and then started getting these issues. Inside, the only thing that worried me when I first got it was the amount of wear on this armrest. But it is a common problem because it's crap leather. They wear really quick, really, depending on, obviously, if you use the armrest much. But if you look at the steering wheel, there's no wear on the steering wheel, there's no wear on the gear stick, there's no wear anywhere else other than the fob, which I've got a new one for. But it's got these seat covers on as well, which worried me a bit. But it starts up instantly. Like I said, no rattles from the chain or anything. Honestly, it's a really nice drive. Nice car. Nice car. I think I've got the green slip. Got some paperwork for it. I can't remember now what the service history is like. I'll have a look at that at some point. But yeah, it's other than the timing issue and the clutch and the bumper, there's a few problems, to be fair, isn't there? What I am interested in to see is what it's like under this seat. Now, I promise you, I haven't taken these off. I don't feel like it's going to be as easy as I thought. I'll do that off camera. Because yeah, I thought, as soon as it turned up, I thought, the wear on the armrests, the seat covers, this has been a taxi. But I swear, honestly, check the MOT history. It's consistent. There's nothing to say. If they've been clocking it, they've been pretty, dedicated to doing it every single year. But hey, we don't know history of these cars, so all I can do is take it on, as it being genuine mileage. It drives as if it's genuine. If it wasn't for that armrest, I wouldn't even be, considering the fact. Right, what I'm going to do is get ourselves set up, and we're going to get that. We're going to push it. We're going to put it on the ramp whilst it's still working, and then we're going to be getting that pedal slave out. Okay, so we're going to remove this clutch pedal master cylinder before it goes on the ramp, because I need to get inside. But I have just quickly removed the seat covers, and I'm pleased to report that there's no damage to them. They're actually fine. Bit dusty, need a bit of a clean, but yeah, they're all fine, no damage. So that's one worry over. I need to move that Stanley blade. So the master cylinder is going to be that thing there on the bulkhead. I'm not sure how much you can see, and it includes this. So you'll have a retaining little clip there that holds it onto the pipe, and then on the inside there's two nuts, and then some type of clip again, which holds it onto the end of the clutch pedal. So I don't know what you can see in here really. Not a lot, but up there behind that spring there's two nuts. I can just see one, I don't know if you can. Along that side. So it's going to be a case of taking off this little, taking this cover off to get us a bit of access, and I think that'll probably be enough. But yeah, this isn't something I can put on camera, unfortunately. So I can't fit under there, never mind get a camera under there while I'm doing it. So I'll get it off, and then we're going to test it somehow. So I don't want to start ordering parts and then them not replacing it, not working. So let's get it off and test it. Okay, so this is our master cylinder on the pedal. Basically the pedal pushes this in and oil comes out there. That's the refill from the reservoir. It's as simple as that. Now, although as soon as I pressed it, it did start pushing oil out, there seems to be a bit of a tight point on the end, and there's a bit of lateral movement. And what I'd noticed was, when you pull it back, unless it gets that last 2 or 3 mil travel, it doesn't refill. Do you get what I mean? So as it's coming backwards, as this plunger's coming back, it has to get right to the full end of travel to let new oil back into the cylinder. So I don't know. That little rough point at the end is what's getting me. So I'm gonna have to order another one because I can't rule it out completely. It just seems a bit, worn. So yeah, I'll get a new one of them ordered. I think they're about 50 quid or something. It's not really what I wanted to do unless I knew it was broke, but I'm not going to know unless I try another one. So I think next up we're going to get it on the ramp, have a look under it, and then we're going to crack on and get this front bumper off and have a look just what went on behind there. Right, shall we have a look under this car, see if we can shed any light on this previous damage. Oh well, there's that's the pipe for the headlight washer. So the pipe work looks to be in place, which is a bonus. You can just see the crash bar up there. So we are going to take the bumper off, but have a little nosy now. There's some more headlight washer pipe. That's a washer bottle. It's a bit hard to tell really, I don't know what you can see on here. Looks like that washer jet is in on this side. I can't see anything much going on right now. A little wander down the car. Like I said, brand new tyres all round. They are literally brand new tyres. I mean, it's a bit dirty, but that's about it. Anything going on back here? Again, just dirty, really. Alright, well, look, there's nothing much to be seen back here. So, I think it's just going to be a case. We're going to have to pull that bumper off. And then we can have a proper look what's going on. So what we're dealing with, we've got some fixings, plastic little push fittings there. And then we're going to have the usual splash guard, a couple of Torx, same other side, and then you've got a row of Phillips screws in the top, which I don't think are original. There's going to be something behind here. That one's not even in. Okay. Right, a little bit of road rash there. Outside air temp sensor. That crash bar's straight anyway, I can see that. Yeah, alright, I'm gonna pull this bumper off. I think there's nothing else to it. We're gonna have to have a look what's going on behind there. So let's crack on with that. Okay. Bumper's off. What do I think? I'm not surprised. There's a few issues. Nothing much. This crash bar just got a little bit of a nick on the side of it. So I'll try and find a crash bar. But going off the bumper, it looks like it's this side that was hit, because that's this side of the bumper. And you can see it's been repaired in the bumper, and well, this is the washer jet. That was bonded in there, but it fell out. But the washer jet's in it, and the washer jet works. I've tried it. So this side would have worked. This side would have worked, no problem. There's the washer jet cover. On the other side, the washer jet's missing, and the cover was glued in the front. So for the sake of maybe 30 quid for a washer jet, they've glued in the caps. It doesn't make any sense, because it all works. I've tried it. All the pipe work is here. I've tried the pipe work, I've run the motor, throws water out. It would appear that literally just for the sake of a 30 quid washer jet, because the housing is still there and it's all fine, and the cap, they've glued the caps in. It makes no sense. There's a bit more damage there, you see, as well. So what I'm thinking is, I'm going to get washer jet. I'm going to bond this back in properly, however it goes. And there's no reason why we can't make them work. But also I think, whilst the bumper's off, with it being the wrong colour and having some marks, we might as well just get it painted, might we? Get it repainted so at least it matches. And then the only issue, well, you can see the glue around there now. See all this glue? It all peels off, no problem. You know? But why glue washer jet covers on? Why do it? for the sake of a 30 quid washer jet. I'm going to get on eBay now and order one. They're both the same, they'll both be the same part number's there. But yeah, weird. But yeah, the rest of the car, obviously you can tell it's been sprayed. You can see the overspray on the front. This headlights had a tab repair, but the structure, the actual structure of it, the chassis legs, you know, they're seeing fine. The chassis legs seeing fine. As much as I can see, you can see down there a little bit. Yeah. Underneath, just under supports, the bottom bumper support's fine. It's all straight. Just needs a bit of loving, doesn't it? They've obviously, I don't know, whatever. We don't know the history, that's the point, isn't it? That is the point. So, I think we're going to have to wait now for the pedal cylinder, master cylinder to come, and I'll get this bumper shipped off to painted. I'll get a washer jet, and fingers crossed, as long as the master cylinder fixes the clutch issue, it'll be alright. But this is the problem with dealer disposals. You know, on the pictures, it looked like just literally a buy, clean up, tidy up, and down the road. But there's a reason why they put it through auction, and we're finding the reasons now. But it'll make a nice car in the end, I'm sure. So as always, thank you for watching, massively appreciated. Don't forget that thumbs up. We're trying in this video, get them thumbs up high. I want to see, like I said, what effect it makes on the reach of the video in YouTube. Little experiment, so do your best. Like I said, don't cost you nothing. Just click that thumbs up quickly and you're all done with and dusted. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.